Most developers know the pain of setting up enterprise security software. Hours of dependencies, complicated setups, and endless permissions. It slows projects down before they even start. Protegrity Developer Edition is different. It installs the way developers work: lightweight, local, and fast. In this demo, Dan Johnson, one of our developer relations engineers, shows the exact steps. First, clone the repository directly from GitHub. Then verify your Python version, create a virtual environment, and pull down the core repo so the stack is ready. With a single Docker compose command, the container launches, logs stream in real time, and all the services come online. A quick Docker info check confirms everything is healthy and running. In less than 15 minutes, you have a self-contained environment running on your machine, ready to test protection with sample apps. No IT tickets, no infrastructure setup, no wasted time. Here, let's have Dan show you how we set it up. After you hear from Dan, go to protegrity.com/developers. Let's go right into the demo.
Our first step is going to be going to protegrity.com and then hover over the developers drop down in the nav bar here, and then select the Protegrity Developer Edition on the left. Now, when this page loads, we'll be greeted with the general Developer Edition page. Feel free to scroll down, see what's available, right? The core, the Python SDK, as well as a couple sample apps. Let's go right to the GitHub here. Now, as we load, again, we have two main repositories, one being the Protegrity Developer Edition. That's, again, going to be the core. And then we have the Protegrity Developer Python, which is going to be the Python SDK. The core product here, the Developer Edition, is going to have instructions to set up both. So let's just start there. So when we land on the main Protegrity Developer Edition core repository, we'll be greeted with a README that shows us a little bit about what Developer Edition is, right? A couple quick links to navigate the repo, general repo structure, and a couple features. We'll be reviewing all these features in future videos to show you what the capabilities are and how easily you can set them up. But today we're just going to go through getting started and try getting running on our system. All right, so our first step is going to be to check the Python version, make sure we're on 3.12.11 or higher. So let's go to our terminal here and just check Python-deps version. All right, we're on 3.12.11, perfect. And then we already have a pip installed, but let's create a virtual environment for this. So we'll just do Python-m venv. And once that creates, we'll just activate it. So we can do source venv, bin activate. And then now you can see we have our venv created and activated. So let's continue on here. Docker compose, we already have Docker set up. We'll do a quick review of what's needed there. And then Git we have as well. All right, so let's get right into these instructions. The first one's going to be opening command prompt and then cloning the actual repo. So let's just go ahead and copy the command directly and paste it. All right, let's make sure it's there. Perfect, it is. So now we can go ahead and cd into that directory as it says. And then we should cut this out. All right, let's clear. Perfect. So now we can see we have our main Developer Edition core. We have the Docker Compose file, and a couple other additional files from the repo. And our next step here is going to be Docker Compose up, but we need to do a couple Docker configs first. So let's scroll down. Again, I'm on a Mac OS, so that's why we're going down here. Now we have the capabilities to either use Colima or Docker Desktop. We're going to use Docker Desktop today. All right, we already have it installed here, but let's follow some instructions. We want to open Docker Desktop and then go to Settings, General, and then we're going to scroll down for the virtualization framework, which is going to be right here. And again, I'm on a Mac M2 chip, so by default, Docker Desktop installed this config for me, right? But I have Apple Virtualization Framework checked, as well as Rosetta for Apple Silicon. So we're all set there. Let's go to the next step. Again, step 2, not using Colima, but we'll be using Docker Desktop right here. So again, open Docker Desktop, gear icon, and click Docker Engine. And then we just need to add these insecure registries here. So whatever your existing configuration is, just go ahead and throw a comma there and paste your insecure registries, and then hit apply and run, and you should be good. And then we can go ahead and verify we have Docker running via Docker info in the terminal. Looks like it is. So we're good there. And now we can go back up to our next step. All right, so our next step after checking out is going to be Docker compose up. And again, we want to make sure we're in the Docker compose directory, which we are. We can just paste that in there. And perfect, just like that, we have our containers running. So let's go to the next step. And this is going to be actually installing the Protegrity Developer Python repository, which we talked about, which again is just the Python SDK. So we're just going to do that via command line here. And again, remember, we're in our virtual environment, so this will install into that. So we can paste that. And let's actually install the main developer Python first. And then maybe give it an upgrade. There we go. So just like that, immediately we actually have everything set up that we need. So we've installed the main core, we've utilized the Python Developer Edition SDK, and as you can see, we've completed all of our instructions up until the point of our sample apps once we get down here, right? So in further videos, we're actually going to look at how these sample apps work, what they do, and how we can utilize the logic into our real AI ML workflows. But for now, that's it for me, and that's how you set up Protegrity Developer Edition. Thank you.